When professionals talk about long-term success online, they understand one simple reality: a website is not a static asset, it is a living system. Every visitor interaction, every search engine crawl, every second of loading time directly affects credibility and revenue. In 2025, competition is higher than ever, and users have zero patience for slow or unstable websites. That is why hosting is no longer a technical afterthought. It is the backbone of your entire digital presence. Professionals evaluate hosting the same way investors evaluate infrastructure, because one weak link can bring everything down. Another mistake many people make is choosing hosting based only on starting price. Low introductory prices look attractive, but professionals know that hosting is a long-term commitment. What really matters is consistent performance over months and years. Server stability, response time under traffic spikes, security updates, and customer support quality all become critical once a website starts growing. A hosting provider that looks cheap on day one can become very expensive when downtime, slow speeds, or security issues start affecting traffic and conversions. GoDaddy fits perfectly into this conversation because it represents the most common hosting choice made by non-technical users. GoDaddy excels at branding and accessibility. It offers everything under one roof: domains, hosting, email, website builders, and marketing tools. This all-in-one approach makes it convenient, especially for small businesses that want to get online quickly. However, convenience often comes at the cost of flexibility and performance. From a professional standpoint, GoDaddy's shared hosting environment is tightly controlled, which limits optimization possibilities. As traffic grows, websites often experience slower load times, and scaling options become expensive. Professionals usually see GoDaddy as a starting point, not a final destination. Bluehost takes a slightly different approach by focusing heavily on WordPress integration. WordPress powers a massive percentage of the internet, and Bluehost has built its ecosystem around this fact. For content-driven websites, blogs, and affiliate projects, Bluehost offers a smooth workflow. Installation is fast, updates are managed, and the learning curve is minimal. This makes Bluehost attractive for creators who want to focus on content rather than technical setup. However, professionals who monitor performance closely often notice that Bluehost prioritizes simplicity over raw power. Resource limitations can become visible as traffic increases, and renewal pricing forces many users to reconsider their options after the initial term. Hostinger has disrupted the traditional hosting market by proving that affordability does not always mean low quality. Over the years, Hostinger has invested heavily in modern infrastructure, optimized server stacks, and custom-built management tools. This allows them to deliver faster loading speeds than many older hosting companies that rely on outdated systems. Professionals appreciate Hostinger because it removes unnecessary complexity while still maintaining strong performance. For freelancers, agencies, and online entrepreneurs managing multiple projects, Hostinger offers a balance that is difficult to ignore. It may not be a hardcore developer platform, but for most professional use cases, it delivers consistent results with minimal friction. SiteGround stands out because of its obsession with performance and support. Unlike many hosting providers that rely on generic infrastructure, SiteGround builds its services on Google Cloud, which gives it a strong technical foundation. This translates into faster response times, better reliability, and smoother traffic handling. Professionals who have experienced downtime understand the true value of reliability, and this is where SiteGround shines. Their support team is often praised for solving complex issues quickly, which is rare in the hosting industry. While pricing is higher, professionals often justify it because downtime costs far more than monthly hosting fees. Cloudways represents the evolution of hosting for serious professionals. Instead of traditional shared hosting, Cloudways operates as a managed cloud platform. This means users get the raw power of cloud servers without dealing with the complexity of server administration. Performance on Cloudways is in a completely different league compared to shared hosting. Websites load faster, handle traffic spikes more effectively, and scale effortlessly as demand increases. This makes Cloudways ideal for e-commerce stores, SaaS platforms, high-traffic blogs, and business websites where performance directly affects revenue. The learning curve is slightly higher, but for professionals, this trade-off is worth it. One important factor professionals consider is security. Cyber threats are no longer rare events. Malware injections, brute force attacks, and data breaches happen daily. A good hosting provider acts as the first line of defense. Providers like SiteGround and Cloudways invest heavily in proactive security measures, while budget hosting often relies on reactive solutions. Professionals understand that recovering from a hacked website costs more than paying for secure hosting in the first place. Scalability is another area where hosting decisions separate beginners from professionals. A website that performs well at 1,000 visitors may completely fail at 100,000 visitors if the hosting infrastructure is not designed to scale. Shared hosting has limitations by design, while cloud-based solutions like Cloudways offer vertical and horizontal scaling. Professionals plan for growth even before it happens, because migrating a website under pressure is risky and stressful. Another overlooked aspect is customer support. When something goes wrong, response time matters. A delayed response during a critical outage can result in lost sales, damaged reputation, and frustrated users. Professional hosting providers treat support as a core feature, not an afterthought. This is why experienced users often pay more for hosting that includes knowledgeable, responsive support teams. At the end of the day, hosting is not about which company is the most popular. It is about which provider aligns with your goals. If your website is small and informational, simpler hosting may work. If you are building a brand, business, or income-generating platform, performance and reliability become non-negotiable. Professionals do not chase the cheapest option, they invest in infrastructure that supports growth. The most successful websites on the internet all have one thing in common: a strong technical foundation. Hosting plays a central role in that foundation. It affects SEO, user experience, security, and scalability. Choosing the right hosting provider is not just a technical decision, it is a strategic one. When you make the right choice, everything else becomes easier. When you make the wrong choice, every problem becomes harder. If you are serious about building something that lasts online, take your hosting decision seriously. Evaluate your goals, understand your traffic expectations, and choose a provider that supports long-term growth. Hosting is not where professionals cut corners, and now you have the complete picture to make an informed decision.